Tami Zilbershein. I grew up in New Jersey, and I came on Aliyah after high school when I was 18. And when I was married in Yerushalayim, we lived there for a year and a half. We had our first child, and then we decided to move to Netzarim. We had the merit to live there for 9 years. My husband learned there in the Kollel for many years, and in other places of Torah learning. The shadow of the disengagement, of the evacuation, hovered over us for at least a year. It was in the news a lot. It was in the newspapers and all the media. And Netzarim was a very, very special place. The entire 9 years that I lived there, and also the years that I didn't live there before I came. And especially, I mean, all the things that were special in Netzarim became even more intense the last year. Meaning, the prayers, the unity, the level of faith, and also the health. It was a very healthy, free area. I mean, going in and out was very difficult. You had to go in with army escort, etc. But once you get in there, it was really a paradise. It was a paradise for children. It was a lot of large areas, a wonderful community in every aspect. And life continued in a very normal way, as normal as it could be, even though we had this disengagement hovering over us. And as it came closer and closer, it was like one big Yom Kippur. It was a lot of prayers, a lot of people, many people came and joined us and lived with us. And in many ways it was very special. Of course, it was very difficult. But basically we continued to live our lives, hoping that it won't happen. And when it did happen, it was very difficult, of course. I don't regret living my life in a very full manner till the end. I don't think that caused, I think that it only helped me. It only helped my mental health. It didn't, faith, emunah, is not prophecy, and it's not something that's like a psychological help. It's something that acts. It has an effect on the reality. It works on the, and with that faith we're continuing. When the soldiers came to the door, when we broke out and cried, when we spoke to them very, very strong words, and when I saw how hard it was for them, when we went to the shul and we separated from the shul and departed from the Sifrei Torah. I think the actual part when the woman soldier took me out of the home and she cried and I cried, and when we kissed the ground, that was a very emotional part. When me and the children, we laid down on the ground and we kissed the ground and we said, we know that Avraham Avinu, Abraham was here, Isaac was here, and throughout the history Jews have been in this soil, have been in the area of Gush Katif, and we know that this is promised to us, and we know that we're going to return. And hopefully when we return, I believe that when we return, we were going to return with the backing of the entire nation. It's not going to be just a group of idealists that are pushing it. It's going to be the entire nation is going to understand, is going to come to a realization that we came back to Israel in order to be a light unto the nations, in order to fulfill all of the prophecies that we grew up upon, that are in our history, and we're going to come, and in order to fulfill our mission in the world, the entire nation of Israel has to come back to themselves, back to their tradition, back to their land, and there we can be a moral light to the entire world. And the moment that we left our plot, and we took sand with us, we took also a tree was taken with us and was replanted in the Golan. That was all very emotional, very traumatic, very difficult, and I miss Netzarim very much. I think about it every day. It's not something that leaves me at all. I think of the feeling that I had in Netzarim of I have the zchut, the merit of being of fulfilling a mission that's very important. That feeling of being part of something very important is very lacking. When I left Netzarim, there was a tremendous vacuum that was created that I fulfilled by coming here to Ariel. But it's very hard. That vacuum is very difficult. Also, the unity of the community. I mean, the community split up after a lot of debates and a lot of thought. We came to the conclusion that we had to split, and that instead of one Netzarim that they tried to ruin, they got now two Netzarims, and we have one in the Negev and one here. Because we as a community decided to stay here in the Shomron, we have no government recognition, and we don't receive any of the benefits as a community that we should be getting, and that's a terrible thing, and that's something that we have to fight, and that's something that has to be said to the public. That we're living here. I mean, we're living here on donations of people that come and see the situation and donate a shul and donate the things that we need, and that's an unforgivable situation. I mean, it's adding a pesha al gabi pesha. Not only did they throw us out of our homes, ruin our homes, give it to terrorists, they're now we don't even have a normal situation to live in. And still, I believe, I think that there has to be a distinction between the Medina and the Memshala, between the state of Israel and the government of Israel. I believe that the state of Israel is part of fulfillment of the prophecies, the fulfillment of the fact that we are in the beginning of the salvation. We're at the beginning of a redemption, and that's like a birth. Saying the Yom HaAtzmaut is like a rebirth of the nation of Israel. We have come back to ourselves. And just like I celebrate birthdays of children because I'm very happy, and I thank Hashem that a new soul is now living in the world. And if I have a child that lo aleinu does not continue the way that I believe in, I'm still going to be happy that he was born, and I'm still going to believe in him, that I believe that he's going to come back to the good. Like if I have a child who, I don't know, who starts stealing, who starts doing very negative things. So yes, I'll be very upset. I'll cry. I'll do everything I can in my power to stop it. But I'll also be still very happy that my child was born, and I believe in him, and I believe that within him he has all of the kochot to really fulfill his true inner self. And I'm going to continue believing in him, and with that belief, that's the only way that I'm going to bring him back to himself. So too with the state of Israel. I believe in the state of Israel. I believe that the state of Israel has the ability to be kisei Hashem va'olam, has the ability to be to be the vehicle of the redemption. And right now they're doing a lot of wrong things. They've done a lot of mistakes. There've been a lot of negative things that they've done. But I still believe in the state of Israel, and I still celebrate Yom HaAtzmaut, and I believe that we're going to come back to ourselves. Look, 2,000 years we lived in a very unnatural existence. We were not connected to our land. We're now coming back to be a nation, and it takes a long time to bring the Jews back from the Galut, and all the things that we're suffering from are remnants of Galut mentality, of an lack of comprehension of what we're all about, what the nation of Israel is all about. And I believe in our nation, I believe in our land, I believe in our people, and even though they make mistakes, I believe that we can correct our mistakes.